Let's do this.
Welcome back, family. Timo Honey here. I'm your host, Rich, and we are here to cover the cover price top 20, which is top 10 plus 10 more honorable mentions for today, September 16th. 16th? Yeah, 16th. Wow. 2024. And I'll be honest, I didn't even look at the list when I grabbed the shirt, but let's just say I picked the right shirt for this list because it's a very venomized list. Okay. So we got a couple of books that were on last week's list have dropped down and been replaced by this week's flavor of the month, or flavor of the week, or flavor of the day. We're going to be analyzing this list, and I'm going to pick a book at the end that I think is your best option to either go up in value or at least depreciate the least. And I will also pick the biggest bust. So I'm going to be just renaming that to Boom or Bust instead of gun to the head and rubber band to the butt, because A, way too many syllables to say. Two, I don't know, I'm just going to just simplify it, just say boom or bust. So we're going to jump right into the list. Coming in at number 20, we've got the Department of Truth. Oh, I forgot to say hello to the people who've already been here. Sorry. Robert Monroe saying, "What's up, Rich and my fellow coconuts?" And Stinger Buns, welcome back, family. How's it going, guys? Sorry about that. So, yeah, Department of Truth, and I picked up a copy of the regular issue. This is the 1 in 10, which is revealing the truth, quote unquote, about the JFK assassination. I don't know if they're saying that in the book that Marilyn Monroe assassinated her, but in real life, she was dead before he was, so that would have been really interesting. Anyway, so this came out last week. This is the 1 in 10, and it's selling for rate at $10. The nearest copy selling for $10 for its a ratio. It's 1 in 10. Somebody paid $25 for a roll on the 27th, so they pre-ordered it and paid $25. But right now, it's selling for rate at ratio. The regular issue is also selling still at cover price. This book hasn't really had any kind of a takeoff or anything. So I'm not assuming this book is going to. It popped in at number 20 on the list, and I think it'll be disappeared by next week and just fade into the endless super long box that we all have of just ratio variants. Taking a quick step back and just mentioning to people that if you don't agree with any of the books that are on the cover price list, bear in mind that they don't have a panel of people that are saying this book is hot and that book is hot. They don't do that. All they do is they have data collected from sales, and they were, they say, wow, this book, the computers are doing this based on what we purchase. That books have shot up in price. People are paying above value, especially like on eBay. It's very easy for them to track it. Normally they sell on average 4 books a week, and this week they're selling 40. That's what drives it up onto the hot list. So if you don't agree with the book or two or price or whatever that's on the list, remember, they're just saying what we're doing. So let's be mad at ourselves. Or not us, because us here at this channel and all the viewers, we're educated. That's why we watch this video. People that don't watch this video, they're the ones that are just making everything crazy. All right, coming in number 19. We have the Ultimates. This is the second week that's on, the third. It's almost off the list now. It is the issue number 4 of the Ultimates from September 4th. This is the 1 in 25 variant. Secret Origin of Earth 6160 Doom. Now, the Ultimates, ratios, introduction of new characters, and anything Doom related after Robert Downey Jr., of course, shot up in price. But we have this is a 1 in 25, right? Yes. A 1 in 25, and it's selling for near mint, 22. Pre-ordered 9.8s, 65. Wow. For a ratio variant to not even make it to ratio price, that's not good. This is not a book that's going to go up. It probably is actually going to continue to come down a little bit. Number 18, we have New Mutants number 98, first appearance, Deadpool. Remember I said, wait till this movie is almost out of the theaters and it's going to start dropping in price. Well, here we go, guys. Last week, we were hitting almost $1,200 for this book in the 9.8. Now, most recent sale, $1,082. It's off over $100. 9.6s have dropped from 467 to 430. 9.4 is 396 to 390. 322 to 310. 315 to 275. The people that couldn't live without that Deadpool book have purchased all their books. The dealers have sold theirs, and now the market has slowed down a bit, and dealers are lowering their prices to move that inventory. And people are being a little bit more choosy in the books that they purchase. So I think we still have a little more ways to go for this book to drop down. I remember between the trailer and the movie release, I was seeing these books selling for under 1,000, and I think they're going to be there pretty quickly too. I'm say 9.8s are probably going to be selling for around 900 with before the end of the year, and you're going to see 9.6s dropping below the $400 mark, no problem. So if you want to get yourself a Deadpool book, just hang out and wait. It's going to be quite a while before we have any kind of news about Deadpool cameoing in another movie or series. Be funny if he pops up in Agatha, The Witch's Road, but I don't think that's going to happen. X-Men 266, first cover appearance of Gambit, second appearance overall. It's definitely the more well-known of the covers, but this book's actually is gone up a little bit further. 9.8s have gone up a little bit more. 615 for 9.8. This is a direct issue that we're looking at. 9.6 is now selling for about 325, and near mint selling for 238. So this book actually may continue to go up a little bit more as we approach second season of X-Men 97. We still have a lot of love of Gambits because of Deadpool and Wolverine and Channing Tatum's take on it. I don't like Channing Tatum's Gambit. I think that Taylor Kitsch did a better job, and I think that you can still find a better actor to do Gambit than either one of them. So I really think that we're going to see Gambit in a live action X-Men, and this book may start to slow down a little bit because of the Deadpool movie finishing up in the movie theater. But as we get close to X-Men 97 season 2, it's going to take back up because Gambit's going to be a major part of that. So I don't know if you're going to have that lull that you want. If there is, it's going to be a very small one. As soon as trailers start hitting for X-Men 97, it's going to spike back up again. But if you're looking for that 9.8s, the best you're going to get, I think, in that lull is going to be around 570, 580. So if you have one, though, I would wait till X-Men 97 starts to come out, and that you'll have another spike in price. That would be a good time to sell it. Then as X-Men 97 ends, but after the final episode, give it about a month, then you buy it back. Next on the list, we have a book I was very shocked to see here. We've got X-Men 221, first appearance of Mr. Sinister. Now, this is a book that is really, really fallen a lot. 9.8 in 2021 was selling for $929. Most recent sale, $201. We're talking about 20% of the price. It's lost 80% of its value since 2021. And that's even a little low from fair market value of $211. Now, I'll be honest, this $201, that's about half what I paid for mine. So this is a book I really did not do well on. And what we saw Phoenix do to Mr. Sinister, I don't know if we're getting him back in the animated series, but I think he's too important a character that we're not going to see him in the live action. So this might be a really good time to grab this book. It really would have been great if he was on the cover, and I think he's on the cover 226, 224. It's not the one right after this, but that cover issue, which I think is also the Goblin Queen. That's another great issue, which is not on this list. So since it's not on the list, if you wanted to add that one, it'd be a good opportunity too. But 201 for a 9.8 or 55 for a near mint raw. Nah, I'd go for the 201 or a 9.6. Look at that drop off. $78 for 9.6. So 1987. We're approaching 40 years old. This for this book. All right, next on the list we've got Howard the Duck. Now this number one, first full appearance of Gwenpool. This one has dropped down the list quite a bit. Um, it's from 2015, a 9.8 just sold for 105, showing that it has actually dropped in prices last week. Near Mint's selling for $40. Hmm. If I'm going to buy a Near Mint for 40, I'd rather spend the extra money and get that 9.8 because I would look at that 9.6 is at 45. If you miss one hiccup on your when checking out of the book, you wind up in 9.6. You've just lost money because it's going to cost you about 30 some odd dollars just to send it back and forth and get it graded. But even that being said, I'm sorry. I know a lot. I don't understand what the big attraction is to Gwenpool and why it's so hot right now. So, meh. Next on the list, I was again another shocking book to see here. Superman: The Man of Steel, number 18, first full appearance of Doomsday, and the only thing I think of is maybe somebody has come up with some information that Doomsday may be in the new Superman reboot, which would be interesting. But still, even that being said, a 9.8, one just sold for $90, which is $24 off of FMV. Near Mint's $10. A high water price on this of 2021 was $290. So if you can get a 9.8 for under $100 of the first appearance of Doomsday, that you really can't go too wrong with that. This book is 32 years old. 9.8 white page for $90. I'd jump on that if you see it. Here's last week's number one. Four Kids Walk Into a Bank from Black Mass Studios, 2016. I assume this jumped up because of option news. We got Near Mints the rolls have actually gone down a little bit. The Near Mints went from 21 to 16, but the 9.8 has gone up from 101 to 120. That's going to be a scarcity problem. Not many people sent these in for grading. I bet you there's a ton of them now at CGC/CBCS. So when these start returning, and people are going to be fast tracking, so don't jump on the first ones that just came back from grading. But within 2 months, this is going to be off the hot list. People are going to start forgetting about it, and everybody is going to be receiving them back from CGC and putting them on the market. So it's going to be the opposite of the supply and demand, and this price is going to drop down to $75, $80 for a 9.8. If you want to pick one up at that point and put it in the back, it's just until it actually does come out as a show or a movie or whatever, then go right ahead. Then you're going to save yourself some money that way. All right, first of the Venom books is coming in here. Venom number 3. This is San Diego Comic-Con previews from 2018. This is the first appearance of Null. And this is because we are reportedly and I've watched the trailer a couple times and I don't see it, but I'm not going to deny it. A lot of people feel that we are getting Null in the Venom The Last Dance, which is coming out very soon. These books, all the ones that we're going to be going through on this list, were all really high priced, and they all came crashing down. Well, not crashing, but a slow but consistently steady decline in price. There we go. So this particular one, high sale was $360 back in 2022 for 9.8. Now it's actually gone up from 190 to $200 last recorded sale. This is the time to sell this book or any Null book. So that's just my opinion on this. I don't see us even if we get Null in the movie, which I think we are going to get Null, but this is the Sony verse. This is not the MCU. And with the exception of Spider-Man movies that Marvel Feige hold their hand to make sure they do it right. And Venom, which is very hard to screw up because it's you got Tom Hardy, who he does a great job. Every other movie that Sony has done has been a dumpster fire. So this is the last one that Tom Hardy is doing for his 3 films. If we do get Venom, I don't see him going anywhere with the Sonyverse. So, and if they try to do some kind of a spin-off, they'll screw it up. So, uh, I just wouldn't put the money into Venom books right now. I'm sorry. I'd sell them. All right, so this week's coming in number 11, we got Wolverine number 1. I love this cover. I do. But look at this. This is a 1 in 100 Gleason. Now, there is a regular cover like this, but it doesn't have the blue, it doesn't have the browns. It looks more like an X-ray. I wound up getting that one, which is a foil. But this is a 1 in 100, beautiful cover, and it is selling for 80. 80. Somebody pre-ordered the Raw in May, paid 200. Right now, this is not even selling for ratio. And the reason being, you see all of these? These are all the different issues that were available for stores to buy for a Wolverine number 1, which you know is going to be a big seller. There's the pre-release for second print. There's the first print here. Get the Saturday morning one. We got Peach Momoko. We've got the the homage to the X-Men 251, which was super hot because of the Wolverine Deadpool movie. We've got the logo's okay. We had the that's Capricorn. Stop saying that. C2E2 cover, which was always so hot. We got a John Romita Jr. We got a John Jang. Clayton Crane did the cover A, which is sorry, no, he did. This is Clayton Crane's. The cover A was Martin Coccolo. Gabriel Delato got a cover. There were so many great covers on this that stores bought hundreds of different Wolverines. Okay, they could easily get 500 and get 5 of these covers. So, and unlike a lot of the other ones where they buy 100 copies of a book just so they can get their hands on the 1 in 100 incentive ratio and wind up selling 30 or 40 of the books and they're stuck with the inventory, these that they ordered 500 copies are probably going to all sell. So stores can sell this for $75, $80 and still be turning a profit because all their regular covers are selling as well. All that being said, means this book is going to continue to drop. If it's not out of the gate at least 1.5 times ratio, this is going to drop. And I love this cover, but I'm going to wait till I see this is like $40 for a Raw. So, all right, we are at the halfway point, and you know what that means. On Mondays, I take the opportunity to say thank you to the Patreon and YouTube members for helping to support the channel. And Patreon members, just so you know, I'm going to be shooting for this. We always do it Saturday. I want to change it a little bit for our Patreon meetup. Let's go for Sunday this week for the September meetup. That's going to be the 22nd. Do the same thing, 8 p.m. And what do you call it? If you want to have a chance to just join us and meet up with us, the link for Patreon is in the description. You can join. It's only $3 a month. And, we give away books every single month. So all you Patreon members, you guys know, you're going to be picking which picks books out of the mystery box. And we're just going to get together and have some fun. So I'll make sure I get that link up on Patreon as soon as this video is over. But in the meantime, though, I want to say thank you to all you guys and just stick around because we're going to be back with the top 10 right after this. Alrighty, we're back and we're going to be hitting the top 10 now. Gone through the honorable mentions 11 through 20, and now we're going to hit the list on the list. Coming in right at number 10, we've got X-Men, Uncanny X-Men #1 from last week. This is the second print, 1 in 25 ratio. So right off the bat, the question is how many people were ordering the second print, and the store is buying enough second prints of #1 to buy the 1 in 25 ratio. That's where it gets a little bit fun. And we already have Raws selling for over $100, and somebody paid $150 yesterday for this book. Reprints the first cameo appearance of the Outliers. Okay, just another group of individuals, another person. I don't know if it's going to do anything or mean anything. Now, what interesting is I'm looking at all the regular books and I see red, down, not up, no change, down, down, no change, no change. Let's look at some of the other ones. I don't see any greens here. This one's up 2%, but that's a 1 in 50. Oh, well, that's a great cover though. No change, down, down. The rest are no change. Look at all these covers. My goodness. That's up 1%. Overall, I don't see much positive movement on this book as a whole. So now I don't feel that the first appearance of the Outliers means anything. So if it doesn't mean anything, then the reprinting the first cameo appearance of the Outliers will also, in the long run, mean nothing. So yeah, $100 for this book, $150 for a second print #1. 1 in 25. That to me is a no. Heck no. No, no, no. Number 9. I don't know if you can see from your screen here all these old tabs, but it's Venom, 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 Thor, Venom, Venom. Oh, yeah. Here we get it. Let's get into the heart of the Venom. We've got issue #3, second print. Yeah, I agree. And what's even crazier though, and I'm going to make sure I go back to this, $150. You think about all the cool books you could actually go and buy for $150 instead of that. I mean, look, I went for a little bit higher grade. Remember I was talking about this? I got the 8.5 white page first appearance of Voltron. Cost me $200. I could go for a 7.5 for the 150. Which is a better chance? A 1 in 25 second print from 2024 or a Silver Age first appearance of Ultron? If I got $150, I don't care if I have another $150, I'd rather go buy a second copy of that. So, Robert, I agree with you. I don't get it sometimes, but it's their money. Everybody buys what makes them happy. So that's making them happy. What's upsetting is I know that in a year from now they're gonna be very sad at the investment. Speaking of sad for making an investment, issue #3, second print, reprints the first appearance of Null from 2018. It is a cool cover. $95 for a 9.8 or $25 for a near mint, or actually near mint regular is $50. Yeah, because that one's back in August, so we have to discount that. Highest known sale, $209 back in 2020. So if you bought this back in 2020, right now the book is up to half as much as you paid for it. Has so many other books I'd look for. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would not be looking for this book either. I mean, it's a cool cover, but I'm not putting any money into Venom, especially as close to the movie as we are, because right now it is at its peak pinnacle of what it's going to be. It may tick up a little bit higher in the first couple of weeks of Venom's release if Null is actually in it. If Null is somehow killed or defeated by the end of the movie, this book is going to drop real quick. I think people are speculating on there's going to be more Null in the MCU going forward. I don't think the MCU is ready for it, and if Sony does it, they're going to screw it up. So, um, yeah, this book is definitely at its highest point, and it's not something that is going to be. This is your bargain basement Null first appearance. How about that? All right, next on the list we have the issue number 3, the Frankie's Comics Golden Apple Comics variant, first appearance of Null. So that's probably going to make it a limited to one in 500, 1 in 1,000. Highest known value of a 9.8 was in 2022 for 250. Now selling for 125. So again, if it's sold for 250 and it is right now, it is up to half that price because of breaking news. That means that once this breaking news is no longer um, freaking people out, when it becomes just everybody understands it and knows it, this book is going to drop back down. I mean, this is worse than the first appearance of Sinister, if you think about it, because this right now with super hot news is still only selling for a 9.8 is still selling for 125. Near Mint selling for 48. And this one, is limited in its production. So next one, issue number 3, the Molina 1 in 25 first appearance of Null. Jeez. This one did sell in 2020 for $833. Now it's selling for $325. The ratio variant. Near Mint. Wow, somebody paid $250 for a Near Mint. That's just scary. Yeah, the purple. Wasn't there a Walmart variant to this as well? Makes me wonder. I think there was a Walmart brand. Maybe it was a different issue. But anyway, 1 in 25. Finding a 9.8 of that with all that dark ink is probably going to be a little bit difficult. But I don't think it is worth the money, though. Again, it's just another one. Everybody right now is. The issue of Venom is currently in an auction. I am watching. Oh, this one, right? The Molina 1 in 25. Don't invest in comics. Invest in heartburn medication. A lot of people are going to have agita in a year when these prices drop. Look, I don't. Heartburn medication is going to be good in October or in November, okay? Because no matter who wins the election, half the country is going to have our heartburn. So, and I'm not saying who's good or who's not, but I'm just saying that if we're going to have enough agitation on election day. It's a cool cover. It really is, but how much longer until the auction ends, Garrick? And then is it a raw or a graded 9.8? Because I see FMV at 349, but one just sold for 325. So it looks like it actually is down a little bit. I wouldn't get it though. Next one. What do you know? Venom number 4, first appearance or origin of Null and Nowhere, the severed head of a Celestial. A year? More like a month after the movie opens. I can't say that 100% because it's been a month since Deadpool and Wolverine, just about, and those books have not crashed just yet. But to be fair, I think Deadpool and Wolverine is a better movie than Venom is going to be. 20 minutes is raw. I'm passing on it. Well, I'm not getting it, so don't worry about me. I make it known when I'm going to get a book, and I get it. Origin of Null. Yeah. I'm surprised that this book, I mean, Nowhere, I think, is already has a good representation in the MCU. Thanks to Guardians of the Galaxy. Origin of Null. Eh. What do we got? $72 for a 9.8. Near Mints, $13. This is a book that sold for $250 in 2020. Now selling for $72. Not even making FMV yet on this book. So we haven't, we got the breaking news and it's already going down. I've never seen a Venom movie, never bought a Venom comic. You should at least watch the first movie. The second movie is not so great. The first movie, it's kind of fun. I do think that the first movie was good, and I love Tom Hardy in it. He did a great job. Give that one a watch. I think you'd like it. Yikes. All right, next up on the list, we've got Thor, God of Thunder, issue number 6, Null Cameo, Unnamed in Flashback, and Origin of Gore. Yeah, for all you people that still have your Gore the God Butcher books that got burned by Thor Love and Thunder, this is your opportunity to dump them. Right here. This is it. Sell, sell, sell. This book hit $600 for 9.8 in 2020. It is currently now at 180. FMV is 154. You know what? Again, I would sell that at 180 in a heartbeat if I had it, and I wouldn't buy it for 90. Near mints are up from 70 from 57. So this is the opportunity to sell this book. Don't buy, sell. Next up, what do you know? A Venom book. Venom issue number 3, third print. Ryan Stegman reprints the first appearance of Null. Again, 9.8 sold for $900. Now currently selling for $400. This one was more of a scarcity thing, if I remember correctly. Near Mint selling for $125. Near Mint Plus is selling for $250. So this one, based on just rarity alone, will always have some value, but I don't think it'll ever be more than it is right now, unless you're going to be like 30 years in the future and just due to inflation. But yeah, don't buy this at $400. Give it some time. And if you got $400 extra to spend, let me know. I'll find you a really great auction, a great comic book to spend on $400 on, and you'll look at it the day you receive it, in a year, in 10 years, in 20 years, and you'll like it every single time. All right. Other than that, first appearance of Null reprinted in the third print. Pass. Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy number 23. Why? Because it's the first appearance of Clintar, which is the symbiote planet. Yes, it's still more Venom stuff. Oh, geez, I kind of miss the Iron Man 2 books. No kidding. Yeah, no kidding. I'll be honest, when I was going through this list, I'm like, oh, thank God, a Guardians of the Galaxy book. And then I read the why it's a key comic. I'm like, never mind. Emily Littell, never mind. What do we got here? 9.8 selling for $100. Near Mint selling for $17. Hey, Kenneth, how's it going? We're in a Venom mood tonight. How you doing tonight? I'm just curious. What was this book selling for 2 weeks ago in a 9.8? Oh my God, there's only 4 known sales. $47 was the last sale in 2024. $47. There's only been 4 sales of a 9.8 since 2019. That shows you how much nobody cares about this book. So, yeah, we have another great candidate for bust. Number 2, we have X-Men number 97, issue number 1, the Whatnot sealed comic trading pack blind bag. That's a mouthful. 170, 200. I don't know anything about this book. I honestly don't. I guess it was like a grab bag on Whatnot. And some people got this book and some people didn't. So we don't know how many are out there. You know what this reminds me of? That one per store thank you from Bad Idea Comics. It, a sealed, who knows how many there are. Mm, if I again, are there 500 copies? Are there 5,000 copies? If you gotta go have it, it's if that's like, look, I have to have that no matter what, then you're gonna get it. But again, this falls under the you realize what you can how many other great books there are for $170. I wouldn't be put I don't think that this is a book in 10 years we're gonna be looking back and going, why did we pay this much money for this? Nobody's gonna remember why. And number one on the list of Venom number three. Who would have thought? In first appearance of Null, this is your cover A. This is the one that everybody associates with the book and with Null. Highest known value 502 back in 2020. We are currently selling at 280, which is just about the halfway mark of its high water mark in 2020. Line 6 is going for 150. Near Mint's 125. Near Mint Plus is 158. There's a lot of these books out there. There really is. A lot more than people thought there were when it first shot up in price. This is a book right now you should be selling. A lot of people have this book. A lot of people thought it was going to shoot up, and it never really, it slowly declined over time. It's got a bump up in demand and in price. This is when you should be selling it. You've got from now till probably opening week of the movie. And after that, it's going to start coming back down again. And that's when you can buy it back if you want to. All right. So we have covered the entire list. And now I have to pick a boom and a bust. So my boom pick is the book that's at current value. If I was going to spend the money right now and buy one of these books at what it's selling at, where do I think I would either have a chance to make money, or if every book loses money, then which one is going to lose the least? Boom, 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 boom. Nothing on the top 10. I'll tell you that right now. I'm still liking, well, yeah, I think I will stick with my X-Men 221. First appearance of Mr. Sinister, which I have a 9.8 of this. But if I found another one for that $200 mark, because the last one sold for 201, I'd be interested in because I think we're not done seeing Mr. Sinister, even though it looks like it in X-Men 97. It's a comic book. There's always a way for them to come back. And when he does come back, or if we see him in live action, I think that this book has a surge someday in the future, not too distant future. Now, my bust, what I think is the worst possible price for any of these. Wow. We got a few here. We really do. But it's funny. There's a couple of books that as I was going through, I'm like, oh, this is going to be my pick. This is going to be my pick. I got to go with my last gut feeling, and it's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy, number 23, just because it's the first appearance of a planet. Now, that planet's not Ego. We're talking about, at this point, it's just a rock. And the last known sale was $100 for a 9.8, which more than doubled its previous sale earlier in the year. There's only been 4 sales of this. And the funny part is that people are going through their collections and getting these off to CGC. So if people really cared about this book, there would have been a lot of graded copies already, and there weren't. So in 2 months, when all these books start coming back, from CGC. And at that point, nobody wants them anymore. These are going to be selling for less than the cost of grading. You're going to find these at 30, 35 bucks a piece. And that is, as JP's Budget Collecting would say, a dumpster fire. Just way beyond trap at that point. All right, so that's it's my assessment of the Cover Price top 20 for today's September 16th, 2024. Now, Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. I'm going to want to get through that video pretty quick because as soon as it's over, I'm going to watch Agatha. Two episodes dropping on Wednesday, getting ready for Halloween season. And I've been rewatching WandaVision probably for the 10th time, just so I can get it super fresh in my mind. I got to watch tonight. I'm going to watch the finale. Now I'll save that for tomorrow. I think I'm just going to relax tonight. But what is your favorite MCU television series? For the longest time, I had to say up and down, it was WandaVision. But after having time to really reflect and see how the growth of characters and everything, I still love WandaVision. Don't get me wrong. But I think I like Loki season 1 and 2 even better. I want to know what you guys think, though. Drop those comments down below. I want to hear from you. All right. So other than that, though, I want to say thank you, everybody, for joining. And don't forget to click like, subscribe, click on those notifications so you know when more videos are dropping. Be there for Wednesday when we give away comic books. If you want to know how that whole procedure works, make sure you check out last Wednesday's video. Drop a comment on that because that's how you get entered. Ooh, I liked Moon Knight. The only thing I didn't like, though, is all the fight scenes that didn't happen. I feel like at the end I should have seen some of them. I feel like I got ripped off. It's a comic book character. I want to see fight scenes, you know. All right, guys, I'm gonna call this a night. Thank you for joining. Like, subscribe, notifications, get into those drawings, win books, and until I see you in the next video, which is on Wednesday, mahalo.